Have you ever felt like you're living in a dream that no longer fits you? Like the life you once cared so deeply about has started to fall apart, piece by piece, and yet deep inside, there's a strange calm, a whisper that says, this is not the end. This is the beginning. If you're feeling this, you're not going crazy. You're not lost. You're waking up. You're beginning to live in a higher state of awareness. You're entering what many people now call the fifth dimension. It might sound like science fiction, but it's not a place you can fly to or find on a map. It's not outer space. It's inner space. The fifth dimension is a higher level of consciousness. It's a new way of seeing life, of feeling energy, of existing in the world with deeper love, greater peace, and a powerful sense of connection with everything and everyone. And the truth is, you might already be living in the fifth dimension without even knowing it. Maybe you've noticed things lately that others can't explain. You might feel disconnected from drama, noise, or shallow conversations. You used to enjoy gossip, arguing, or watching meaningless shows, but now they leave you feeling empty. You don't crave attention or approval like you used to. Instead, you're seeking peace. You're craving truth. And when you hear someone speak from the heart, it moves you. You might find yourself walking away from people, situations, or even jobs, not because you don't care, but because something deep inside tells you it's time to grow. It's time to protect your peace. You're not becoming cold or distant. You're becoming aligned. You're listening to your soul more than your fears. And your soul knows something your mind doesn't always understand. The world you used to know was built on fear, pressure, comparison, and survival. That was the third dimension, a world where people believe only what they can see and touch, where success is measured in money, status, and appearance. But something has changed, and that something is you. You see the cracks in the system now. You see that the loudest people are not always the wisest. You see that endless work, competition, and chasing approval do not bring happiness. And because you can see this, you're not asleep anymore. You're waking up to a higher reality. That's what the fifth dimension is all about, seeing beyond the surface, feeling beyond logic, and knowing without proof. It's living from your soul, not just your senses. You may have noticed certain signs in your body and mind. Your sleep patterns might have changed. You may wake up at odd hours or feel deeply tired for no clear reason. You might feel sudden bursts of emotion, from deep sadness to overwhelming joy, without knowing why. You may even feel lightheaded or disconnected from your body, as if something unseen is guiding you through your day. These are not health issues. These are signs of spiritual upgrades. You're being recalibrated, tuned like an instrument, so that you can hold more light, more love, and more awareness. You may also be experiencing what some call ascension symptoms. These can include body aches, headaches, pressure in the forehead or chest, or sudden waves of energy. You may feel like crying without any reason. You may remember childhood pain, old memories, or unresolved emotions that rise to the surface unexpectedly. This is not punishment. This is cleansing. Just like a house must be cleaned before it can be painted, your energy must be purified before you can fully live in the fifth dimension. And yes, it can be painful. It can feel like you're being torn apart, especially when people start to leave your life. Friends may distance themselves. Family may not understand you. You might feel alone, even though you are more connected to the universe than ever before. But remember, when the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, it dissolves completely inside the cocoon. It becomes unrecognizable. It breaks down in order to be reborn. And so must you. Sometimes we hold on tightly to people who were only meant to walk part of our journey. They taught us lessons, gave us memories, but they cannot walk into the next level with us. And letting go can hurt. You might cry, you might scream, but once the pain passes, you'll feel light again. You'll realize you didn't lose them. You found yourself. You may find yourself drawn to things that never interested you before. You might begin to meditate, even if you never believed in it. You might feel pulled toward nature, even if you used to spend your time in cities. Trees, oceans, mountains, they all begin to speak to your soul in a language words can't express. It's like the earth itself is calling you home. And it is, because in the fifth dimension, we remember that we are not separate from nature. We are part of it. We are made of the same energy as the stars, the rivers, and the wind. You might also begin to notice moments of perfect timing, what some call synchronicity. You think of someone, and they suddenly message you. You ask for guidance, and the right song plays. You see repeated numbers, 1111, 333, 444, everywhere you go. These are not coincidences. They are signs that you are in tune with a higher frequency. You are now co-creating your reality with the universe, instead of reacting blindly to it. Your relationships start to change too. You no longer care for shallow conversations or fake smiles. Your soul wants depth. It wants truth. You may start meeting people who feel like old friends, even if you just met. There is a deep recognition in their eyes, as if your soul remembers them from another time, another place. These are your soul family. They don't judge you. They see you, and being around them feels like breathing fresh air. Even the way you communicate changes. You begin to understand things without needing words. A look, a smile, a silence. These hold more meaning than hours of talking. You begin to speak the language of energy, the language of love. And once you speak it, you can't go back to pretending. You can't fake interest, pretend to laugh, or force a connection. Your soul demands authenticity. You also begin to set boundaries, not out of anger, but out of love. You stop explaining yourself to people who don't want to understand. You stop chasing approval. You say no more often, not to hurt others, but to honor your peace. You realize that choosing yourself is not selfish. It's sacred, because only when you're full can you pour into others. In the fifth dimension, you stop living in fear. You stop worrying about the future or regretting the past. You begin to live in the now, where everything is alive, awake, and full of possibility. You stop trying to control life and start dancing with it. You trust that whatever leaves your life is making space for something better. You trust that every challenge is shaping you, every delay is protecting you, and every ending is a disguised beginning. You start to understand that love is not something you chase. It's something you are. And the more you love yourself, the more love flows to you. Not just romantic love, but deep soul love from friends, from family, from the universe itself. If you're experiencing these things, you are not broken. You are not falling apart. You are ascending. You are being pulled into a new level of being, where fear no longer leads and love becomes your guide. And though it may be hard, though you may feel lost or confused, I promise you, this path leads to something beautiful. Because in the fifth dimension, you don't just live. You awaken. You become the light you were always meant to be. And the world needs your light now more than ever. You are not born just to pay bills, fit in, or survive. You were born to shine, to heal, to inspire. You were born to rise, to remember, to return to your true self. So if your life feels strange lately, if nothing makes sense, if the old no longer satisfies you, it means you're not going backwards. You're going beyond. You're evolving. And that evolution isn't happening in some distant future. It's happening now, in you, around you, through you. You're not the person you were last year. You're not the person you were last month. Every moment, your soul is unfolding, like the petals of a flower reaching toward the sun. So breathe, trust, let go of what no longer fits, and embrace the mystery. Because the fifth dimension isn't a destination. It's who you're becoming. And you, dear soul, are becoming something extraordinary.